Hai incredible people, I am Fadullah and welcome to Fadullah Ngalor Ngidul Podcast. A podcast that aims to share experiences and to increase knowledge to others in order to make people who listen to be insightful. Enjoy it! For season 2, Fadullah Ngalor Ngidul Podcast has a podcast series called Yolk, Excellent Youth Talks. This program aims to share about life development from incredible youth. In this episode, I am joined by my best friends from Diponegoro University. The main topic for this episode is handled by Halodul Production. Each episode has one topic include a few subtopics inside, and we will discuss and sharing insight and point of view about the topic. Without further ado, let me introduce myself and my best friends. Hello listeners, back again with us and welcome to Yolk, Excellent Youth Talks and this podcast series. I'm Fadullah, a public health student from Diponegoro University, focusing on environmental health, and today I'm joined by my best friends Alma, Anthony, Belinda, Lukman, and Valda from Diponegoro University as well. Hi guys, for welcoming the new listeners, may you introduce yourself again?
Hey, hi listener, I'm Anthony and I'm a public health student in Diponegoro University.
Hi Anthony.
Hi.
Hello,
Anthony.
Welcome on board again.
Belinda.
Hey guys, I'm Belinda from South Tangerang. Thanks Dul for having me.
Oh ya, so Tangerang proud ya, Bel.
Yeah.
South Tangerang.
South Tangerang.
Southeast Tangerang.
Wonderful, South Tangerang.
Right in the corner.
Okay. Next, the next one please, Lukman. Can you?
Hello there, my name is Lukman and currently I'm a public health student in Diponegoro University, same as these folks, and I'm taking epidemiology and tropical disease as a focus of my study.
Okay, hi Lukman.
Hi Lukman.
Hello.
Hey boy.
Hey boss.
No, I'm not your boss anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We are not partner again, right?
Next one, Valda.
Okay. Hi guys, I am Valda and I am also a third year public health student focusing on public health nutrition. Glad to be here again.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Valda.
Okay, the last person, Alma.
Okay, hello good folks, my name is Almas and if Belinda is from South Tangerang then I'm from South Jakarta. I'm a public health student and I'm in my junior year focusing on health administration and policy. Hi guys!
Hey girls,
Hello.
Southside Squad.
Hi.
They're from South Tangerang and from South Jakarta and me from
Yeah.
South Africa.
Wow, so
Dance waka waka.
You don't expect it.
Thanks guys for
Alright.
the introduction. How was your day today? Okay. How was your day? Maybe Lukman you can
Okay, I didn't realize that I have to speak first. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a good day because the holiday season starts soon, but I need to clear up some stuff before I'm into it. And how about you, Valda?
Okay, thank you Lukman. Right now all I can say is I'm just glad to be alive and healthy. It's a gem considering the condition now. I hope everyone is also in good health condition too. And how about you Alma?
Not that well actually. I was planning to go to Solo this holiday but had to cancel it due to the new policy. But don't worry guys, I just had my daily dose of coffee so I'm pretty chill now. Plus I'm so happy to be back here. What about you Dol? I'm sure you're doing great.
So gratefully. This day makes me happy, because the weather so cool and full of peace. And yeah, due to the weather so cool and comfy makes me sleepy and don't want to do anything. But have to filming today's podcast with you guys and talk about the topics today. So don't want to do anything is impossible for right now. Okay.
Why is that your laugh like that?
Okay.
I love your laugh, dude. For
my,
sure.
my heart beats so fast. Okay. Next.
Chill.
It's
You're
okay.
so nervous,
Aren't we all?
girl.
Don't be nervous dulu. Okay,
Yes, I'm
it's
You.
my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
My day is pretty well. I trying to stay productive during this holiday, not just laying on bed, not just sleep all day. And
Stay productive.
I also take several online course in this holiday.
Wow, so productive.
Yeah, trying to be more productive, but yeah, I just always so love to learn, right? And hopefully all of my plan can be done really well during this holiday.
Anthony. May you
What? What?
mention what kind of course you joined?
Online course I joined it.
Yeah.
It's graphic design and
Ooh.
creative writing.
Wow.
Yeah, I learned in YouTube
So
too, not just online
cool.
course. In YouTube you can have a lot of online free course.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Yeah, and yeah, YouTube is resourceful for you learn.
So cool, Anthony. Okay. The next
How
one.
about you, Belinda?
I'm great, and I'm so happy because it's holiday season already, and I'm so happy to hear that you are doing well, everyone here. So, what are we gonna talk about today, Dul?
Okay, guys. Our main topic for today is between selfish or selfless. Which one that will be dominant in every decision? Who?
Oh, this was hard
So-
one.
Wow,
so if you're right-
interesting.
Wow, an interesting
Yeah.
Cool,
topic.
cool.
Yeah,
Hard one.
it's a hard one. Right.
Talk about the decision. There are so many considerations if you want to make decision, right? Okay, in your opinion, what's the things that you will input for the consideration? Like me, example, a few things that I should input is such about the time, schedule, and workload. And the one important thing is the one question that will I ask for myself. Like, if I commit to something, is the output of this more benefit or more bad for myself and around? Nah, how about you all? Maybe Belinda, I'm curious about your perspective about this.
Okay, so talking about the making decision, I think it is always tricky, and I am that person who really overthink before finalize my decision, and it's always been logic versus feeling. Since I'm more into feeling, I will ensure that first, whatever the decision is later, it will give me an inner peace. Then I'll use my logic with so many considerations. Maybe some people know the SWOT method or SWOT.
Yes,
It consists
of
of strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. And that's the one I often use after all. And what about you guys? Alma, can you tell us?
Well, I'm pretty much the same, like you, Belle, and Dul. My consideration when I'm making a decision is mostly what kind of benefits I will and won't get. Will I be better or worse? Will I be able to do it with the time, schedule, assignment, and responsibilities I already had on my plate? Will I be happy and enjoy it? Those questions are expected. Like, I have to ask myself those questions, and if I can answer them, then boom, decisions has been made. And-
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. That's from me. What about you, Anthony?
Okay, Almas and Belinda said about benefit, but for me it's said about expectation, other expectation. When we talk about making a decision, I think I'm usually considering can I give my best from my best version for this decision. In this case, talking about a role, right? And
Nice
what
one.
other expectation from me, from others for me, and especially in college life is full of person with a great idealism, with a high expectation for other, where I'm a learner too, and I don't different with you all, and I was just the same person as you are, and yeah, or simply I just ask myself, is this help me to reach my goal? Will I enjoy doing that? And with all of my tasks and responsibility in my hands before, am I still good enough to take that? Yes,
cool.
this from me. And how about you, Lukman?
Yeah, since the start of pandemic, I started watching a new series from Nickelodeon. Yeah, maybe you guys well known about The Legend of Korra. It's the sequel of Legend of Aang, the Avatar ones, And there's one of my favorite quotes that might be my first thing to do when deciding something. Like in one episode, a villain named Zahir, that's notorious one, said that instinct is a lie and it's told by a fearful body and hoping to be wrong. It's about acting without thinking or letting your instinct cloud your judgment. So the first thing I ask to people is to give me time to ask myself about big decisions. I mean, big decisions like that would shape me in the distant future. I would challenge myself with bold questions like you guys. Is it really fulfilling your need, match your vision? Are you capable and suitable for it? Because capable doesn't mean anything if you're not suitable with it. And what would you get from it? And the most important thing is what you could give back. And so on until I insert it all. And usually it takes no more than 2 days. And how would Falda?
Wow.
Wow, so cool, Lukman. Okay, so lately, because my schedule is more flexible, I usually make decisions based on the output first, like what are the effects by doing this decision, is it good and beneficial, and if I truly see the benefit of doing that, I'll fit my time on it. Because I've ever heard from someone that everyone has the same amount of time given every day, like 24 hours. It depends on how you're going to utilize it. I think that's all from me.
Wow, so cool.
Wow.
Guys, move to the next question. If only there are two things such as selfish or selfless for you can input for consideration, which one that will be dominant in your decision? Alma, maybe you can give your perspective first.
A hard one. I mean, I guess it depends on the circumstances for me. Sometimes I go with the selfish way, sometimes I go with the selfless way. Before I went to college, I used to be really selfless and dependent. Like, I didn't think much about it. I didn't think much about what would I be getting as long as I'm with my friends and they're happy. But now, I believe that every single decisions I've made during my college years is because I'm being selfish, owing to the fact that now I care about what would I be getting, like the benefits, the skills, the insight, and most importantly, I care about how I feel now. I put myself first on top of everybody. And that's my opinion. What about you, Anthony, my bestie?
Anthony is sleeping, I guess.
Oh my god.
sorry guys. My mix is kinda trouble. Okay, for me, I guess the second one, selflessness or selfless way, because for me it's been really difficult to ignore or refuse people other requests, and I was just thinking that I need to help everyone and I need to help them. I need to accept their requests and agree to help all of them of their requests, so that I will be known as a good person for all of them. But I know I learned that sometimes we have to know our own decision without being interrupted by others, without being interrupted by other judges or other opinion, and just refusing them. And I guess refusing them request doesn't mean always we are selfish person or something like that. But we have just our own priorities, right? And people must respect that, I think.
Wow.
How about you, Belinda?
Okay, cool. Anthony has always been a good boy since ever. But
Good boy,
about
good
me,
guy. People always call me
Yeah.
like that.
Wes. What Wes?
I kinda agree with Almas, though sometimes I can be that selfish way and sometimes I go with the selfless way too, because it depending on the condition that I can be that super selfish person when I know it will be beneficial for the team in the future in a good way. This is selfish in a good way, I guess, and it is more likely I'm convincing them that sometimes I could be selfless too, especially when it comes to friendship, relationships, and any family related issues. Because the main reasons is I think that when it comes to work with the team, we should be really consistent with our goals and principles. Because hashtag in fundamental with trust. And when it comes to more touchy feeling, such as I mentioned before, I will lower my ego and not overly push my goals because when it comes to relationships, me and my partner's comfort is my number one goal. And yeah, that's it for me. How about
Well
you,
said,
man?
Belle. Well said.
Experience, bro.
Okay. Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, your turn, Lukman.
Yeah, when it comes to decisions, I don't know why, but I always be an antidote for Anthony. Because simply, I always choose to be selfish because with being selfish, I could decide when to be selfless. There's no boundaries between myself when I decide to be selfless. But when you decide, because of your selflessness, people will not be pleased when you make your first selfish decision. And the plus point, you will feel bad for them. That's what I have to say, I think. And now to Valda, what do you think about this?
Oh, okay. So I used to make decisions mainly on being selfless, like being selfless. As for I don't make my decision based on my own personal reasons. I tend to just follow what others tell me and just go along with other people. Like I have no principle or so whatsoever. Like I tend to growing up, I think being selfish is as important as being selfless. And what I mean by selfish is I have to know what is the reason why I'm doing this, and do I have enough time and energy to do this. And also the selfless is like what are the impact for others, can I affect others by doing this, like that. And I'm also curious about you, Dul. How about you?
For me, it's so hard to decide what will be dominant between selfish or selfless because the two things have different goals. But for now, maybe I can choose selfish to do one thing that will be dominant. The reason is every business or activities that I took or I will take later can give me more skills, knowledge, and insight to create me a good person in one or several fields. And then, if one day I already have competence in this field, I can spread the knowledge and insight to empower people and society around me. It means for now I choose selfish, and someday I will choose selfless. Okay, what if the decisions you have made makes you disappointed and regretful? What are the things that you have to evaluate?
Okay, about what if the decision we have made makes we disappoint or regretful. I think it is human, and I guess everyone has been there before. Sure, I'll be mad and sad at myself at first, but then I just let the time fly while I'm healing. And the important thing is, if it causes inner peace for me, I'll be okay. But if it's not, then I will try to find the problem's root and find the solution. Ask my friends about their perspective too, so I don't blindly decide something sloppy again. And I think mistakes are not that bad. It is just how you look at them. You want to lament fate or use that as a lesson, and choose wisely, because your time is priceless, sweetie. How about you, Duel?
Oh, yeah. Felt regret is common in every decision, right? Maybe we all have felt feeling regret for some decision we have made before. But the one thing is that should be underlined is how to minimize that regretful. For this case, I sure that if we decided to choose selfish or selfless, there now will be the big regretful. Because what I said to the question before, these two things have different good value. All the good things that we have done must have a good impact and are not in vain. Valda, you can give your opinion right now.
I think it's very, very normal to have a regretful decision, and in every decision you make, there's just two kinds of output. You may regret it or you may be satisfied with it. But I believe every kind of decision is beneficial, whether you regret it at first or not. Because I say it's important to have a regretful decision at first, because without making them, you wouldn't know the taste of how the right decisions are. Failure is the condiment that gives success it a flavor. It's a quote from Truman Capote. So just keep trying and don't step at the same hole you did encounter before. That's my advice. And the most important thing, do not afraid to make as much as decision you want. I think that's all. How about you, Alma?
So easy,
Well,
right?
Yeah, she really said the big word. After all, regret is inevitable for me. It doesn't matter whether I choose this or that, I will still have regrets lingering on me. I just have to minimize that regret before deciding by making sure that I have the answer to those questions I needed to ask myself. I mean, I understand that sometimes when push comes to shove, you'd be full of doubt and scared, but I know focusing on my regrets and doubts won't get me anywhere near success, and it'll just finally drown me in a bottomless pit of darkness. So, usually, rather than focusing on my regret and my doubt and my scare, I turn my focus on my job, my duties, and just get them done and nail them. That's for me. What about you, Anthony? As always.
Ooh, okay. It's from me. I have to say that all our decisions have their own regret, right? Same as Alma said. But we have to focus that we have responsibility in our organization or our company or our school or study, and our responsibility is to finish that despite how much our regret, how much our expectation so far from the reality. And I said how Alma said before, rather than just focusing our energy on asking why our decision is so far from our expectation, better we put the energy to get them done, to doing the tasks really well and really good. And from me it's
This. Okay. If we break down one by one the reasons why you choose selfish that will be dominant and choose selfless that will be dominant as well. Like Alma, you can give your opinion first, maybe.
My motive behind why I choose being selfishness as my dominant side, perhaps because I understood that every decision I make is going to have a bigger influence on me than on others. Whether it's good or bad, I'll be the one affected the most. So I'd rather just focus on myself and put what I need first. I thought if I keep on putting others first, I won't ever be able to thrive in my whole life. So don't be mistaken. In some situations, I could be selfless too, with some compromise, depending on the condition too. But it is not that often me being selfless. So what about you, Dol?
Okay. For me, as maybe I can put myself as a newbie. I prefer to choose selfish because for the because for the first time of my life, I want to improve my life. Like I want to improve the skills and knowledge inside me, in order I'm ready to contribute to society with skills and knowledge that I've got before. And then when I decide to join activities like volunteer or social movement or anything for create good impact to the society, it means I've chosen selfless for the rest of my life. Wow. Okay.
the rest of your life.
Okay. Next, Anthony can
Kind of hard though.
or maybe Lukman, you can put your opinion.
Okay.
I think every decisions, good or bad, right or wrong, makes me who I am now. Lukman now is made by Lukman's decision in the past, and so is everybody. It is a part of the process to be a whole human and the best version of yourself. And whatever our decision is, there will always be remorse and delight within. If you always keep moving on from those regrets, you'll eventually see sights you'd never expected before. And I don't know why I sound very heroic.
Big words as always.
I'm sorry. Alright, who's next? I'm not
Anthony, okay.
I'm not continuing it.
Okay, if you ask the reason, Dul, the reason why I choose selfishness is because the person that knows what our need, what our want is myself. And to make others know what your priorities are, you have to tell them very clearly. Even though in some condition I need to make decision with selflessness, I don't know how to say this, but which I know is kinda an alarm for us that alert us when to make decision whether with selfishness or selflessness.
Good point.
Yeah. How about you, Belinda? Talking about this.
Okay, basically, I have the concept that simply if it's beneficial for me, my partner, or my team in the future, I will fight for it, and this could be categorized as selfish sometimes. But when it comes to relationships, usually I'll be more selfless, but it doesn't mean that I don't have a stand on something. I just take it easy for the sake of my own happiness too, and I think that's all from me. I'm curious about you, Val. What's your opinion about this?
Oh, okay, so for me, I've always thought it is better to balance it, but if I may choose, I will choose to be more selfish because being know what we want and capable of is like building a concrete in making a new house. And I also agree with Alma's words that the most person that will be affected is ourselves from our decision. So it is like the baseline that won't make your house or your own decision in this case become wobbly or cranky. Like the key is it's always helpful to have clarity in every decision you make. I think that's all from me.
Totally
Okay.
agree.
Oh wow. Okay, guys. After we have talked a lot of the selfish and selfless, for closing statements, after from your perspective, kindly give a conclusion about between selfish and selfless. Which one that will be remain in each consideration in the decision making process? Father, maybe you have first.
Oh, okay. Right, for me, both sides are very important as the base if every decision you're gonna make. Like I said before, for me, it's easier to being selfless first as you get the picture of the outcome of doing that, like helping other people, for example. And second, you also have to be selfish to make your decisions sturdier. Like you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Do I have enough resource to do it? Am I willing to do it? Then if you are settled to that decision, don't look back and put a horse blinkers towards your goal. And I'm curious about Alma. How about you?
Alma's conclusion. How about you?
Essentially, the choices are always up to the person and the conditions to decide. Like I've said before, please note that every single decision you make, whether it's selfish or selfless, they always have the biggest impact on you. You'll be the one that affected by it the most. So always be cautious when making a decision, especially the important one. If you have some trouble with deciding, go ask for some help from your trusted one. But note that don't ever let them pitch in your decision. They only get to give their viewpoints, not deciding the matter for you. You have to be the one that decides. That's for me. What about you, Dul?
Wow.
What's your conclusion?
Okay, my conclusion is everything is up to you for choose selfish or selfless, or maybe both when you considering something.
the important thing is you have to know what impact that you generate from your decision that you have made. Be wise in promoting something that will be decided in order to minimize the possibility of bad thing that will happen, and don't forget to invite your friends, people around you, and the society to talk together in order to get fresh opinions so that decisions to be made can be on target. Okay, next, maybe Anthony, you can.
Wow, what a great conclusion, Dul. Okay. In my opinion, every person has their own line or own standard when they have to make decision with selfishness or selflessness. The definition is selfishness is when you only think of your advantage about other needs, and selflessness is when you think other want or need above your needs. It's a fifth factor, you know. And one thing to take note is these two things will be dominant depending on the circumstances and the consequences you will get. So I think in making decision, make sure you already know any consideration and consequences you will get.
Okay.
And how about you, Belinda? I'm curious about your conclusion.
Basically, it is up to you what you want to choose, but in the end, your inner peace is that matter, and you have a bunch of friends that you can come on to for their perspective, and don't be shy to open up to something new. About decision, consider the benefits for you first, and what are the SWOT or strength, weakness, opportunity, and the threats for you, and then nail it. Don't be afraid to fall. When you have considered carefully, dream as high as the sky so that when you fall, you are among the stars. That's it for me.
So high.
Okay, last but not least, how about you, man?
Wow, that are the words of Soekarno, ya, if I not mistaken.
Soekarno statement, right?
Yeah, I really idolize Soekarno. But anyway, okay. Yeah. I think all of my friends' conclusions are also my conclusions. But as I said before, decide this or that, there will always be remorse and delight following it. But the most important thing is deciding something is not to let your emotions cloud it. Use your logic to be its humble guide. You are made by your decisions in your past, and for the future, execute your decisions sharply.
That's it for today's episode of Yolk Excellent Youth Talks, English podcast series by Fadullah Ngalor Ngidul Podcast. Thank you so much to Alma, Anthony, Belinda, Lukman, and Valda for sharing your experiences and insight on today's topic. Follow us on Instagram and subscribe to the YouTube page titled Halodul and Google Podcast, Spotify, and Apple Podcast page titled Fadullah Ngalor Ngidul. Stay tuned so that you don't miss the next episode on Yolk Podcast series. Bye-bye!